In this program, you train your body with progressively increasing difficulties of exercises. You start easy and go harder step by step. We give you specific exercises in different rep ranges, like the 3 to 8 RM rep range, the 8 to 15 RM rep range, or the 15 to 25 RM rep range. In addition, we work with time ranges, max reps, and fixed numbers and times. RM stands for repetition maximum and tells you that your maximum amount of repetitions that you are able to do should be within this specific range. So if the program shows you pull-ups with 3 to 8 RM, it means that you should be able to do at least 3 reps, but no more than 8 reps when you reach fatigue, or in other words, your limit. TM stands for time maximum and means that you should be able to hold the exercise for a duration within the displayed time range. So if it says 40 to 80 TM, it means you should pick a progression with that you are in this time frame for your maximum holding time. So at least 40 seconds and no longer than 80 seconds. If the frame says reps or sec, it means that you do this amount of reps or this amount of seconds, no matter if you can do more or not. Like if there are 20 reps displayed, you do 20, no matter if you could do 30 or even more. If you can't do that much, you do as many as possible. If it says max reps, it means you should do the maximum amount of repetitions that you are able to do. You should do this in every set, but keep in mind that it's totally normal that your maximum rep amount will drop with each set, depending on how long you rest. The shorter you rest, the bigger the drop. The program is designed around specific exercises. To make it possible that you can stay within the given rep range, we show you different progressions of all exercises to make the requested exercise easier or harder. You will learn those progressions in the beginning of every phase for all exercises that you need for this phase. In the test weeks, you will see if you have to make your progression easier, harder, or keep the regular exercise to be within the requested rep range. Let me give you another example. If the program tells you to do body rows and you should be in the 8 to 15 RM rep range, and in the test week you find that you can only do 5 body rows, you now know that you need to pick the easier progression to be able to get into the requested rep range of 8 to 15 RM. If you would be able to do 20 reps with body rows, you know that you have to pick a harder progression for your workout. So if your actual repetition maximum is too low, you pick an easier progression. If it is too high, you pick a harder progression. If you raise above the rep range over the course of a training phase, like for example in the 3rd week, you can also change the progression later. So you don't necessarily have to stick to one progression for the complete phase of the program. All exercises in this program are displayed with our frame system. This frame shows you every parameter that is important to be able to do your workout. Now let's take a look at how to read and understand the frames. Over the course of the program, you will use 4 different frames because the different training methods need some specific values that others don't need. The frame shows you everything you need to know about the exercise you perform. You will have several of those boxes below or next to each other. The order is from top to bottom and from left to right. Everything in the frame is built upon the center graphic, which shows you the exercise and how fast you should execute it. The rep speed is displayed with small symbols and the time in seconds that this specific part of the movement should be. The speed in the animation is adapted to the displayed rep speed. So here you see an X and an upward arrow. The X stands for explosively, which means to move as fast as you can, which can also be like 1 second or so, as long as you move as fast as you can. In the middle you see a square with a 1, which means to hold after the positive rep for 1 second. The downward arrow with the 2 shows to lower yourself for 2 seconds before you start over again. If there is no holding time included, we will hide the square symbol so that you can recognize it faster. Around the center graphic you have a frame that shows you the course of one set with all parameters you need to know for your workout. Above the graphic you find the rep range, which I explained above, and the name of the exercise. The small bar above the name shows you how many exercises you will do in this workout in total and which number you are at. On the right of the name you will find the exertion scale. It's a circle with 10 different colored parts and represents a scale from 1 to 10 that tells you how close you should go to failure. Even if the last rep was hardly done, you try another one until your muscle fatigue forces you to stop. In the beginning you can compare it to a percentage of your limit. So an 8 would mean to do 80% of your max reps, a 5 means to do 50% and so on. Over time you should try to get a feeling of how it feels to go to the different numbers. With that you can feel when you have to stop. That's because on some days you will have more power, on other days you will have a little less. Then it would be good to be able to feel when to stop. In addition, it gets easier to do your test weeks. But don't hurry with that, it will need some time to develop the feeling. Now if you have an 8, you will go to 80% of your failure in every set. So if you start with 10 RM in the beginning, you stop after 8 reps. If you would be able to do 8 in the second set, you would stop after 6 reps. Keep in mind that this is not strict mathematics and that the numbers are rounded. So if you have 7 reps, you can do 5 reps, even if it's not exactly 80% respective and 8 out of 10. When we request a predefined time or number of reps, it's not possible to display an exertion value, because it would be different for everyone. In this case, you see a gray circle with a red minus on it. This tells you that you don't use the exertion scale for this exercise. Sometimes you will see the letter F below the exertion scale. This shows you that you do the displayed exertion in every set, but go to failure, this is what the F stands for, in the last set. So you would do an 8 in all sets, but a 10 in the last set. When you follow the arrows down and to the left, you will find the rest time. This shows you how long you should rest after you have reached your amount of reps, combined with your exertion value displayed above. Following the arrow upwards, you come to the set counter. It tells you how many sets of this exercise you should do. When you have done all of your sets, you will find a small box below the exercise frame, which tells you how long you should rest after you completed the exercise above. If there is no rest box, you rest as long as you did between your sets. The blue frame is the standard frame and shows you a regular strict set. This means you do all sets of the first exercise and continue with the second exercise when you finished all sets of the first exercise. Then you do it the same way with all the following exercises. The purple frames show you a circuit training. This means that you do one set of the first exercise, then do a short rest and continue with one set of the next exercise. Do this until you did every exercise once. With that you completed one circuit. Then you rest a bit longer and repeat that circuit for the displayed amount. The orange frame shows you the antagonistic training. This means you do 2 different exercises alternatingly. You start with the first exercise, then rest for the displayed amount of time and continue with the second exercise. After that you rest again and repeat this procedure for the displayed amount of sets. This type of training has the advantage that it saves a lot of time, but to keep the variety high, we didn't use it all the time, so that your body won't adapt to it too quickly.